What is up, y'all? Episode 8. We've made it this far. Short story bingo of our stories. My name is Nate Chacon III. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to make this pretty quick. Our guest on this episode is Mr. Jay Villain. He's a MC from West Valley, Utah, and we were able to dive into a lot of different things. We talked about name changes and how that can affect an MC. So you're donning a new identity, as it were. And then we talked about some challenges that he faced when trying to figure out what the musical landscape looked like for him. And then coming back into hip-hop, well, not hip-hop, but like coming back to his musical roots and really applying himself. And then talked a little bit about battle rap. You know what? So much more to really go over. Thank you guys for riding with us. Short Story Bingo, episode 8 of our stories, hosted by myself, Nate Chacon III, and our guest that we have today, Jay Villain. Let us know in the comments what you think. I'd love to interact and see what you took from the episode and other previous episodes. Thanks for the support on the last episode with Kid KO. That was an amazing story. Former WBU welterweight champ. But yeah, today is Jay Villain. Talk soon. See you guys at the end.
Short story bingo. Short story bingo. Short story bingo. Short story bingo. Sometimes they're funny and sometimes they're sad. Most of the time they're funny because I hate to be sad. Short story bingo. Short story bingo. Short story bingo. Short story bingo. But don't take my word for it. Spare fingers. Cheers.
What is good, y'all? Welcome back. Episode 8, Short Story Bingo, our stories. My name is Nate Chacon III. If this is your first time, welcome. If it's not, the retention program is working. What I do on this series of the podcast, I either interview friends of mine or those that I just want to learn more about. And we talk about what our stories are together. And if not, then I get to know them a little bit more at the end. So thank you. I want to say before we start, for all the love and new subscribers to the YouTube page. And I've been seeing on my Podbean, which is what I use to distribute. So if you're looking to distribute your own podcasts, I use Podbean. There's plenty of other ones that can be used, like Lisbon, I think is what it's called. That's just one, but there's many. But I use Podbean. Anyway, so I was looking at the analytics, and Apple Podcasts has the most traffic. So if you are listening right now, if you could please go on there and fucking rate. I don't give a fuck if you rate it 1 or 5. I would like for you to rate it 5, but only rate it 5 because you want to rate it 5. And I would love to read why you rated it 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So fuck the algorithm. That just helps out. And so I certainly appreciate it. With that said, still no sponsors, but we'll be getting there soon. I am confident of it in 2023. All right. With all that out of the way, episode 8. Here we go. So I have a good friend here with me that our relationship has grown over the last 2 years, pretty extensive, like pretty quick, pretty rapidly. Yeah. So with that, I want to introduce Mr. Jay Villain, y'all.
Hey, what it do? I'm Jay Villy.
Hell yeah. I'm Jay Villy, the Millie, the motherfucking.
Really?
Yeah. I like that shit. So I know that you've seen a couple of the other podcasts that we've done.
Yeah.
And so you know kind of what I'm going to start with. So when the first time I met you was at a Slap Lake show.
Yep.
Okay. And I resonate highly with what Modest said that you put into your last album, or no, on BRB, on your last single. Check out his last single. We'll plug that more, but where he said, "I didn't even know who this cat was," or and all that, you know, and that where have you been and all that shit, you know.
Yeah.
So when I first heard you, I felt the same fucking thing. I was like, "Yo, this is the type of hip hop I fucking listen to," you know, like bar heavy, charismatic, and very in your face. style, you know, like as it were. So that's the first. I don't remember which Slap Lake it was. I think it might have been 3 or 4 or something like that. I don't know. I think Juggy's up to 48 now.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. Shout out Juggy, man. Thank you for continuing to put on for the city. That is big props to you. So that's when I first met you, and those were my first thoughts about you. And then we didn't really talk. I didn't dap you up or anything. I think when we first spoke was it still at a Slap Lake show that we first spoke?
Well, we did have a couple words for each other on sound check because you brought your own mic.
Okay, that's right.
It was like a gold looking mic and it was pretty like flashy looking. And Juggy was giving you shit. He's like, "There's always one artist that comes with their own mic."
Oh hell no!
And I was like, "It's a cool mic though." He's like, "It is pretty cool." But anyways, I was like, he kind of looks familiar because you were wearing like a blazer or some shit.
Okay,
like you were all suited up, looking all professional, and I was like, "Where have I seen this dude before?" And I was like, fuck it. So I remember when I was going home, I was like, that was synchronized. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, but
that was the first time that you.
That was the first time I met.
I brought a gold mic.
Yeah, I believe it was a gold mic.
What the fuck? I don't remember that mic. Either way, but okay. So
it was a cool mic.
Yeah. You recall that So I went by Synchronize, for those that don't know, for several years with Mr. Benny Records, and then switched my name in 2012 to Gabino Grimes. So, but you remember as Synchronize, and so what else was there any outside of like that first interaction? Like what was well, you know what? Let me ask this actually, because we met on the Slap Lake platform. I would like to spotlight that a little bit. What has been your experience with Slap Lake, with these showcases that Juggy's been putting on, etc.?
Well, I was scrolling through Instagram, and at that point, I haven't done any music in like 4 years because I stopped doing music just because I was not feeling like writing or feeling any inspiration around anything. So I just put the pen down and just kept working. I was just all fucked up. But then I saw that there was a saltlakecity, and I was checking in the comments and seeing like, okay, what do I got to do to be on this shit too?
Right.
And my girl was like, you should do it. And I was like, okay, well, let me see if I can even get a hold of anybody. I commented, and Juggy was like, just message me.
Okay.
So I hit him up. And I was able to go on for his one of his last shows of the year that year. It was a Christmas party one, so I came in like a Wu-Tang sweater.
Was it 2020?
I believe it was 2020. Yeah.
Okay, continue.
It may have been. I have to look back.
Okay.
But I did 2 songs. I only did 2. So at this point, I didn't even record the first song that I did. It was one of the first songs I wrote. Out of inspiration, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be on a show. I got to come up with something else. So,
how many songs did you have in the tank then before that fucking performance?
In the tank, like worth performing?
Yeah,
like 9, maybe 9 or 10.
Did you only have a 2-song set? Is that
no? He was like, why are you only doing 2? You should do more. I'm like, I don't have anything else other than these 2 that are ready for me to perform. I don't have any TV tracks or anything like that. So.
Okay.
I just used the beat instead. I just used the regular beat, and I just did it myself. I just did the whole shit, and it's like a 4-minute song. So I had like a minute and a half verses, and I was losing my fucking breath, but I did it. And then I did Heat Ray, which I recorded back in like 2015, 2016, and
again over just the beat.
Over just the beat. Yeah, damn. Yeah,
he's like fucking damn. Right?
Now that I remember, yeah, it was fucking hard.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was probably my first time performing since 2016. Yeah.
Where'd you perform in 2016?
It was over at this place called Billboard Live. Was my first place that my first venue that I went to. Was opening up for this dude named Cryptic Wisdom.
Okay.
Like some Juggalo rapper or some shit. I don't know.
What up, Cryptic Wisdom?
What up? fucker. Anyways, I performed it for him twice, actually.
That's funny you bring up Cryptic Wisdom. Actually, we have him here today.
Oh, shit. It was actually pretty funny because he's super duper short. He's like 5 foot even or some shit.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah. So,
yo, shout to the 5-footers,
dog. Pause. But yeah, he was actually like performing on a box, like
oh, wow.
on the stage. So he looked taller. So he was like hopping from boxes to boxes. It was crazy. But that was my first show.
Like the boxes were there and everyone could see the boxes.
Yeah, for him to stand on.
Yo, word up.
Yeah.
Okay, yo.
Yeah,
yo, like, gave him an extra 10.
Yeah, about.
Yo.
But I was like,
pause again though. Yeah. What the fuck?
But I was the only opener because there were supposed to be 2 other openers for that show and they didn't show up. So I went up and I did some shitty fucking songs that I made when I was younger. But
so that was your first show.
First show, there was like probably like 9 people there, including my friends. And then I did another show at the old loading dock by Area 51.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, and that one was pretty dope because there was more openers and I had a bigger crowd. And that one I actually performed Heat Ray for the very first time. I wrote the song like a month before I got the show. And so I wanted to perform it, and that was my very last one. That was my closer. I usually close all my shows with that song.
With Heat Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, I didn't do anything after that. That was the very last show back in October of 2016.
So you went by a different name in 2016?
Yeah.
Okay, what was it? Because your YouTube, I think, is still the same name.
Yeah, I think so. It might be. It's Lil Psycho.
Lil Psycho, yeah, that's
what I
right.
used to go by.
Yeah. You can change that, by the way.
Yeah.
In on YouTube.
I haven't noticed, honestly.
Yeah, you did. I know. I have because
I know it's my Xbox tag.
Sure. I know. I still kill motherfuckers in a Little Psycho.
Yeah. I don't play it much anymore. But yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a pin in the evolution of names because I've had several, so I know too highly of fucking being like, yo, I want to do a switch up. So we'll put a pin in Lil Psycho. So Saltlakecity, this is your introduction, as it were, to what I would consider to myself, because I hadn't seen you, to like the scene or what have you. I mean, that's what my purview was. I could be totally off base.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, there's a lot to be had here with this cat, and I definitely wanted to like interact with you more. And I was hoping, honestly, to be able to have a conversation after the first time I saw you. But I was like, I was still in like Darby Hemp mode, finishing up that album and getting that out and all that. So, what was some of your takeaways in that time frame from like 2016 to 2020? Like, why did you drop the? I don't know. I don't want to say drop the mic, but why didn't you perform, make new music, all that shit?
Straight up, money was a big factor. Literally after my second performance, I lost my longtime job as some sort of dispatcher. I don't remember the fucking job. It was on a computer, but I was there for like 2.5 years.
Oh, damn.
And I lost my job at the beginning of 2017. And I was homeless for a little bit. I was living in my car. And I went to my friend's house and said, like, hey, this is the situation. I don't have a place to live. Do you think maybe I can crash here for a little bit? He's like, sure. Well, he moved out, and so I was living with his mom for a little bit. And it was a dark spot. Like, I got really heavy into just destroying my life pretty much.
Sure.
Fucking drinking, doing dumb shit, fucking trying to get money, but
right. So that was the biggest reason,
biggest reason was money and the motivation to do so. I was such in a shitty spot. I didn't feel like writing.
Oh yeah.
And during the time that I wrote Heat Ray, that was probably the last thing I wrote before shit went bad for myself.
Well, then I have to ask this, and I appreciate you sharing that because there's a lot of vulnerable pieces about it. When you were writing actively, where did you see yourself like planting into like the local hip hop ecosystem?
Well, my main goal was just to make a full length project and see where it went, see if I could do shows and maybe go on a tour with those songs or whatever the fuck, hop on someone else's tour and, you know, just do openings or whatever the fuck and maybe work myself up to be like a higher act. But I wanted to get into battle rap when I was younger.
What?
But I started to make music instead. But I didn't really think of it much of more than just having fun at first.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, I really want to make like music. You know, I want to make more than just this bullshit that I'm writing. So I just wanted to be known a little bit more because I wasn't known as much like to begin with, like at all. I never made myself present in rooms or anything like that. So
I was just gonna ask that, like, were you going out to like ciphers or anything, or okay, so you were doing at least like going out amongst the community a little bit.
Yeah, on my Instagram, there is a video of me, like my very first performance in front of people, like ever, and so I was freestyling, like over just random beats with Utah hip hop roots or something.
Utah.
Yeah, I think it was hip hop roots. They have a sign. It was like right behind me, but
hip hop organics.
No,
No.
It was called hip hop roots.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
But it was behind the library downtown, and I met up with this dude named Tommy B. Who?
Why does that sound familiar?
He did a few shows. He opened up for a few people, but he actually got me into the studio to make actual like music. Because for the most part, I was making music on my iPad and just recording it in my room.
Interesting.
And
yeah, sick as fuck, by the way. That's dope.
Yeah.
Just to be able to have that technology like at your fingertips. Yeah. I recall, I'm going to let you continue, but I recall like my first time making music, we downloaded Cool Edit Pro like 1.2 to record on, and then Fruity Loops like 1.6 or some shit. We downloaded them as torrents. No, was it off LimeWire? Some shit. We downloaded them illegally, but I recorded on a computer mic.
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude. I didn't
with the headphones.
Yeah. Like
Logitech.
Yeah, it was fucking. But I didn't care. Like I was, because I just wanted to create. I just wanted to create, and I was like, this is a calling that I feel like. So, yeah. Anyway, so okay, so you're recording on the iPad. Continue.
So. I was recording on my iPad, just making shit for SoundCloud, and because from there you can like record and then go directly to SoundCloud and upload it real quick.
Yep.
But I had GarageBand on my iPad. I went to school for desktop production and music engineering.
What?
For a little bit, but I dropped out. But I got to keep the iPad. So,
but they didn't ask me for it, and I didn't get billed for it.
Pretty much. No, yeah. I did buy it. That was no, part of it.
I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was doing until I went to that.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So 2020 comes around. You're in Slap Lake. I want to go back further, or just go back to the point that you were talking about. Some of the struggles that you were going through, because everyone has them. Yeah. Everyone has their low points where. Either you succumb to it, which definitely happens, and if you're going through something, please fucking seek any and all help, for sure. And also, just know that you got this shit for real.
It gets better.
Yeah, for real. What would you say to folks that are creatives or not, for that matter, that might be in like that sort of rut where like out of a job, not having the time to be able to dedicate to their craft or their family or whatever the case? What would you say to them is a good place to start to spark anything?
Spark anything?
Yeah.
If you're a rapper, read a lot and learn more. read the dictionary, redo your whole English studies, like learning about double entendres and idioms and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of words. I don't even want to go off of it, but if you can just do exercises to write, then it'll become easier to write. But if you don't have time to do that, make time. Like, if you're gonna have to make sacrifices, like spending time with your family or going to the movies or whatever the fuck you want to do, if it really means that much to you, if you really want it to become something more than just a hobby, then you're gonna need to put in time. You're gonna need to put shit to the side on the back burner if you want this up front, you know?
Man, there's to your point, there's a book that I've been recommending to folks, and I'll recommend it again and again and again. The YouTube channel is Master Key Society. Go there. They have some amazing audiobooks there, and one of them is called The Game of Life and How to Play It.
I was just listening to that.
Really?
Yeah, because I heard you say it on another podcast, and I was like, let me read this. Well, listen to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that shit's pretty sick.
Yeah. So to go to your point though, like you're not going to be able to, I mean, you have to put in the energy, but also sacrifice some things in order to accomplish what you are looking at as your goal or your intent. And being cognizant and aware of what that goal and intent is will create, you'll subconsciously create opportunities for yourself because of the work and dedication that you're putting in. And again, that doesn't just apply to just like music. Like if it's like you're trying to be the top salesperson in the office, if you're trying to be the best mother or father, even that you can be like, I want to take my kids to Disneyland or something. If that's the goal, you'll find that as you put that out and think about that more and more, the universe, that's a meta way of just saying like things will start to fall into place for you. So I think what you're saying rings true, very much so for me. So like is that even though you know a lot more of what you know now through like reading and what have you, but like in that time frame, what did you feel like I have to kick myself out of this fucking rut? Like what was it that turn the engine finally, you know?
What it was really was it was mostly my fiance. She was the one that was like because I kept talking about it. I was like, I really want to do this. I want to do music. I want to fucking go on and do shows. And then she's like, then fucking do it. You know how? Then why don't you? You're not doing anything. And you're like, you know what? That's the fucking reason I'm not doing anything. And I felt bad for myself. You know what I'm saying? I just felt bad for myself. And that was the fucking thing. It's like, what the fuck's what's feeling bad for yourself gonna do for you other than make you feel shittier? So, you know,
and attract more shittiness.
Attract more, exactly. It's like, oh, my life's so shitty. This is all how I fucking thought for 4 fucking years. I didn't write a goddamn thing. And then I saw a fucking post, and I was like, no, I could fucking do it. If these dudes can do it, and I was seeing some clips, no hate to any other fucking performer or anything, but I saw people who did it and just weren't made for it. They never went back to it or whatever. So I was like, I could fucking do that. I could do better than that. So I fucking picked up my pen and then fucking just threw a beat on. Just I didn't care what fucking beat it was. I actually found a random one, put on shuffle on like some playlist on YouTube, and I was like, all right, fuck it. Then wrote, and then a month later I'm doing a Saltlakecity. So
look at that. So that's all dog. Yo, what up, Jay Villain's fiance?
What up?
That is fucking fucking love you.
Fucking love you, man.
That's great, man. That is incredible. Just sometimes it's like a very simple push, you know.
Yep.
And sometimes it's more deeper than that, but it's incredible to hear like how much growth happened in a matter of just like, okay, cool. And then I'm gonna do this. Fine, fuck it. And even to be almost from what I heard at least, like somewhat like, I'm just going to do whatever comes and press random on this playlist. That's wild to me because like you're just like putting putting it all into fucking Destiny's hands at this point, you know?
Yeah.
What up, Destiny? No, that's incredible. So from then on though, you know, obviously you've released one album. Well,
one official, and then one's on SoundCloud that I just split into individual
that's
singles.
what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. So, but one official album, and then the most recent single, and then of course you're still working. Then I want to go back now to the battle rap piece, and how you even know me as Synchronize, and why battling from a young age and like all that. So I want to understand why battling before music in your headspace of like, yo, I can fucking start doing this. Were you doing it at school or were you doing it with your friends? Yeah. And then how did you know me as fucking Synchronize? Because we have a pretty I don't know how I'm 37. So how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, so 11 years different. So like when I first started, this was 2011 officially. So 12 years ago, I was 25. You were 14.
Yeah,
roughly, or about. I mean, 2011, you were 14 years old. Yeah. So there you go. I want to walk me through that. Walk us all through that on what that meant for you.
Okay. So when I was 13, maybe even about 13 years old, my brother-in-law at the time, he knew some people that were making hip hop and throwing out their albums and like handing them out and shit. And he was one of the dudes handing it out to people for those artists. And those artists were Calico and Blocks. And they dropped a mixtape called Still Sleeping.
So sick too.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I still have it. But
shout out Calico and Blocks.
What up?
I hope you guys are well.
Seriously.
For real. I love that fucking what up. But for real.
No, for real though. I mean it. But
I mean it, eh?
So I didn't realize that they were from here until my brother-in-law was like, yeah, I know these guys. Like, maybe you guys can make music together. And I was like, because he knew I wrote, and he knew that I fucking was rapping in my room and shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know about that. And we said, well, have you ever heard of Mic Masters? And so I was like, what's that? And he brings it up on YouTube for me, and he's like, check it. And
your brother?
No, my brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law, okay.
What's up, Todd?
What up, Todd?
Anyways, he showed me a random battle, and I think it was Dumb Luck versus, it was a Dumb Luck. I think it was Lefty Two Guns.
Whoa.
That was a good one.
So the playoffs.
Yeah. So that's when I saw, and then like he puts it on, and you know, fucking starts. He's like, "What's up, everybody? It's your boy Synchronize." And I saw you in the middle, and you know, like introducing him and all that. Dumb Luck's like, "Yo, Dub Letter," and what up, Def Letter?
What up, Def Letter? Dumb Luck.
What's up? Anyways, and Lefty Two Guns.
What up, Lefty?
Hope he's doing well.
He is.
Great.
Yeah.
So I saw that and I was addicted. I was like, let me start from the beginning of what they uploaded. So I just watched from when you guys were in the park, because you had your Synchronized page on there as well. Yep. So I saw Atheist fucking just wrapping up a storm on people in the fucking park. And I thought that was dope as shit. I just thought it was funny that he was starting everything. He was like, "Atheist, thanks for the burgers." It's like, this dude's funny as hell.
What up, Atheist?
What up?
Episode 6.
Rhyme time.
Rhyme time now.
Hell yeah. I was just addicted. I was like, oh my God, this is here. This is in Salt Lake. And I wanted to like get into it too. So when I was 14, 15, I signed up on Facebook. Like for, I think it was another playoffs. And I don't know if I was talking to you or if I was just talking to whoever.
Probably Nick Jones.
Probably, yeah.
What up, Nick?
What up, Nick? I was supposed to go up against him as Lil Psycho. And so I signed up, but some family shit happened. And so I never actually ended up going. So I was supposed to be part of Mic Masters when I was 14, 15, but it just never happened. And honestly, looking back, I thought I was the shit back then, you know, And
As you should.
yeah, every rapper should feel like that.
Yeah.
But Nick would have fucking killed me. Know what I'm saying? So I'm like, thanks fate.
What up, fate?
What up? Anyways.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was supposed to happen, but it never did. I ended up dating this girl that kind of didn't like the fact that I was rapping, but she kind of supported it. And so she hit up somebody that ended up knowing another person that got me into a studio who was part of Lake Area Productions. And there was some dude out in Ogden. His name was Kiko. And I made a stupid, shitty song and brought it back and never was mastered. It's called Music Box. Don't look it up if you want to. Don't tell me about it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, we're gonna look it up. Spam the comments on that, please.
Fucking good luck finding it.
Good luck finding motherfucker.
But yeah, that was a shitty song. Because at the time I wanted to be like, oh, fucking Lil Psycho. I'm a rap about fucking being psychotic and crazy, and I'm gonna be like a serial killer type horror gore rapper or whatever the fuck. And yeah, I grew out of it pretty quick. I mean,
damn, that's wild.
So I made one stupid song called Music Box, and never heard from that dude ever again. And then I learned his shit was stolen anyways. So like all of his studio stuff, it ended up getting stolen. Like he came back and was like, all that shit's gone, so you can't even come record anymore. So I'm like, okay, fuck it.
Like he stole it initially?
No, it got stolen.
It got stolen.
Like someone broke into his house and robbed his shit.
Sorry about that, Kiko.
What up, Kiko?
What up?
Yeah, that was probably the last thing. So I was like 15 when I made my first song, like officially in a studio in like this closet, like walk-in closet thing. And
15 though also was but you were potentially going to be on Mike Masters that same year.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was supposed to, but it never worked out and ended up just staying with the music part.
Yeah.
And kept making more stuff on like I think just on a recorder that I had. I was like, I'm gonna save this for later so I know the cadence and shit. And I never came back to it until I was like 17 when I got into a studio with Tommy B, who I met when
Tommy B?
Yeah, who I met when I was 15 at the library show that I did.
Oh, shit.
And so I met up with him. We ended up linking up back like 2 years later or so. And I met my engineer, JK. What up, JK?
What up, JK?
And he was my engineer until I did BRB, which is our last song together. Because he moved to Texas.
He's moved to Texas. That can't be their last song together because he should be able to still fucking mix your vocals
in person.
Yeah. Oh, in person. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will more likely do that. Just send it over to him. He'll come back and forth, and we can record it real quick on like his computer, and he'll go back and fix it up. But yeah, I was with him since I was a kid.
So so that's how you found out about Mike Masters through your brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
The first battle that you watched was Dumb Luck versus Lefty Two Guns. That's how I came into the picture of your stratosphere.
Yeah.
And then you were potentially going to be on Mike Matt. Well, you signed up and had a battle with Nick Jones. I got to ask him about that shit.
Probably doesn't remember.
Even if he doesn't, it's all good because I'm going to fucking bring it up anyway. Okay, so I want to fast forward. All right. So now post Slap Lake City show. After the Slap Lake City show, did you feel, walk me through what your thoughts were surrounding music now at this point? So you get done with the show and you're like, okay.
Hopefully they liked it. Hopefully DJ Juggy wants me to do more of these, and hopefully I can come back with more shit to perform with, which I did. After that, like I got feedback. I got people hit me up. Mousley came up to me after my performance, and he was all like, "That was fucking incredible," and all that shit. And I was like, it was like new to me because no one's ever said some shit like that. Like after my other shows, they're like, "All right, cool." And coming up next,
up next, stick figure.
But yeah, no one ever gave me feedback like that. So I was like really hyped about it because I was like, that's a fucking 4-year-old song that you're hearing that I wrote when I was like 18.
Wow.
And I'm still performing it and people still like it. So it's doing something. It was actually the first song that I did that sounded like how I rap now.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, this is my lane. This is where I should be. Like I should improve from here and not go anywhere outside this realm of where I rap like aggressive with like real like bars and shit and hard hitting beats and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, this is where I'm at. And I remember getting a call from Tommy B. We were supposed to do another song, just fucking around in his studio. And I was like thinking a couple of weeks before that, I was like, I want to change my fucking name. Like Lil Psycho is not the way I want to be known as. It's not. I'm not little anymore.
First
off, I'm big as fuck.
Yeah, I'm big psycho.
No pause on that. Resume.
But I've never heard resume after someone says pause. Oh, that has to be used more often. Okay. Resume, bitch. Anyway.
But yeah, so I came up with J Villain, and mostly because I was still living in West Valley, and some people known from West Valley were called villains. I wanted to represent where I was from.
Hell
and
yeah.
J is the first letter of my name. And so J Villain. So I was like, fuck yeah, a lot of things rhyme with J Villain. So the first thing I said at this song or the session with Tommy B, we were doing this song, we were just freestyling for most of it. And so I was like, all right, I want to go by J Villain. He's like, okay, that sounds cool too. Cause he's like, what up, Lil Psycho? And I was like, nah. It's J Villy, what up? I'm just kidding.
Yo.
And so I was like,
that's wild to check homies. To be like, yeah.
It's like, actually, nah.
What up, Little Psycho? Nah, B. It's not how I go nowadays. I thought
saying?
you know what I mean? It's Jay Villain over here.
Out here. Poor as fuck. Know what I'm saying?
Out here poor as fuck. No car, B. Fuck.
Literally, I took a bus here. Not really. I still had a car.
That's fucking good.
But
so you changed. Okay, keep going.
I was like, it's J Villain, and I stay killing when they make millions fucking fake feelings, bitch. I gotta let you know. And that was literally the first thing I came up with. And then he was like, all right, I don't have anything after that. And he's like, okay, then we'll just fucking do like 2 bars each in a circle. So
what?
Yeah. So we did some shit like that, and I haven't released it. It's super shitty. It was supposed to be called Let You Know. And
fitting, yeah.
Yeah, and we were just freestyling dumb shit.
Yeah.
In a circle. It's like I say some shit, this dude says some shit, Tommy says some shit, and it goes back to me in a circle. And
okay.
Yeah, that was the last thing I actually recorded until I ever saw saltlakecity. Actually, now that I think about it.
Now as you're putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
What first off, I have to say that like the name change piece, I honestly was okay with Synchronize. It was fucking fine. I just was over it. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I still have a bunch of people that still call me Synchro. And I was just very much so over it. I think I was embracing my name a lot more at that time, Gabino, because Gabino's my first name,
which is a fucking sick name.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my first name. Nate is actually, and I'm sure I'll fucking explain this in future podcasts over and over again, but Nate is my saint name because I grew up Catholic, and so my mom baptized me under Saint Nathaniel, and she just continued to call me Nathaniel. Yeah. And so everyone followed suit. The problem is that I didn't get the fucking memo because when I was given the name, I was fucking an infant. So I grew up thinking that Nathaniel was my middle name.
Damn.
for real. And so, I from when I my name was Gabino Nathaniel Chacon III. That's what I knew it as.
Mm-hmm.
GNC. I loved it that it was GNC, you know?
Yeah.
And when I went to the military, I was getting processed through MEPS, which is Military Entry Processing Station, about ready to go to San Antonio for basic training. And the tech sergeant that was checking me in said, hey, say your last four of your social, or say your full social, and then your full name. Mm-hmm. I mean, very simple process, you know. It's like the last fucking thing I got to do. I've already done all the tests. Da, 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 da. And I was like, Gabino Nathaniel Chacon III. And she was like, sir, please restate your name. And I was like, well, sometimes they put like an N or an M on Chacon or an M in Gabino, but it's Gabino, Gabino, Nathaniel Chacon with an M or an N, the third. And she's like, sir, she turned around a paper and she was like, please read this. And it just said Gabino, NMN, for no middle name, Chacon the third. And I was like, Gabino, NMN, Chacon the third. She's like, okay, you can go. I had an identity crisis for like fucking. I mean, honestly, in the moment, it lasted like a brief 5 minutes. But I remember looking at my mom and being like, "What the?" Like mouthing to her, "What the fuck?" And I've never said that to my mom ever. I was like, "I don't have a middle name," and she's like, "No, you don't have a middle name." And I was like, what are you talking about? That I don't have a middle name? And it was a big thing. So that's how, like, I mean, everyone knows me. A lot of people know me as Nate. And so in 2012, I was like, I really want to embrace Gabino. And I can't, this is so long ago. It's 10 years ago. But I believe some of my homies were with me in my old Magna house. And we were in the studio, and I just felt like the switch was going to happen. So I was like going through rap names, and I knew that there was already a Grimes. And I was like, well, I want Gabino, but I want it like Gabino Rhymes. And so I was like, what about just G Rhymes? So, and then I was like, oh, that's Grimes. So I'll just spell it Grhymes, Gabino Grimes.
It's fucking sick though.
Yeah, so it was Gabino G Rhymes, but it like I could have just went with G Rhymes, but I was like, that sounds stupid as fuck. So that's how that happened, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do from now on. I'm gonna be Gabino Grimes. When I had already put into the ground my flag of Synchronize, and that was like fine. It wasn't even just fine. It was just like what the name was, and it was a good creative name, you know, and the story for that name is a whole nother thing. And so like that was ingrained in me. Like I was like synchro, you know, for everyone. So I can understand, I say all that to say that I understand when you're like, I'm done with this fucking name. Yeah. And just like the conviction behind it.
Yeah. It was stupid because I didn't even come up with it.
Lil Psycho?
Yeah. I said it. I was rapping in some random fucking cypher and someone's yelled it out because I said some shit like, oh, I'll disembowel, and I don't know. I fucking said some stupid like guttural, like I'll kill you shit. Yeah. And he's like, oh, look at that little psycho over here. And then like someone patted me on the back, like, oh yeah, you're a little psycho. And fucking, it's like if they were teasing me. I'm like, that sounds cool. Like,
I'm going with that.
Looking back,
that's what I'm doing now.
You know what I'm doing?
You know what I'm doing a little psycho from now.
I'm a little psycho now, ma.
So you got little psycho from like from other people. So that's like that's generally like how like a name goes. You know, like you're like someone else. That's fucking funny. That's dope. Yeah. But you were over it. So you're like, okay, cool. I'm going to go with J Villain. Makes sense. West Villains. And now we're at the place that we're at now. Yeah. When you have been going through recently before I get there, actually, the interview with Dre Rocca after what show was that again?
The Truly Dedicated.
The Truly Dedicated show. Was it the first one? The only one? Or
I think it was the second one that was the first Truly Dedicated. The one before that was called like Utah verse.
Yeah, Utah verse. That's right. Okay. What up, Modest?
What up, Modest?
Yeah. In that, I came and performed with you. We performed a song together, and then, and I'm gonna talk about like our dynamic here in a moment. But I still want to take more information for the people to understand a little bit more who you are.
Yeah.
So this interview that Dre Rocka does, he dips into talking to me a little bit about Mike Masters and is it coming back? And honestly, at the time, I had no desire really to do it.
And I remember asking you after we did our song after our session, I'm like, when are you going to bring that shit back? And you said, even then, I have no idea.
Yeah, because I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I know how much, because I was just not in the headspace to do it. Like, I felt at the time, this is a perfect example of the manifestation that we've been talking about through your thoughts. And I kept putting in my head that it was going to be too hard. I kept saying that to myself, like, oh, it's just going to be too hard. It's not worth it. Not worth the stress, the hassle, all that. I kept telling myself that. And so what happened? I kept having roadblocks for it. It was just not going to happen because I wasn't thinking that it was going to happen, you know? So in that interview, it was still the same thing. Like I felt a little bit more pressure because, Dre was asking on the spot, and I knew that this interview was going to be part of this, it was going to be out now. And so, I don't even recall what my response was, but I was like, I'm thinking about it or some shit like that. I don't even know if I said that.
Honestly, I think you said it's coming back.
Did I?
I think you said that, like, in that moment, you said it's coming back. I think so. I'm going to have to look into it. But I'm sure you said that, like, to Dre Rocka, he was like, all right, well, we're going to get on your ass about it because he really wanted it back.
Yeah. So that's good to know that if I said that, that's great because I felt it. Like when I sat down, before I sat down for that, I wasn't feeling it. And when I sat down and had that question asked me, I was like, I think I can do this. So let's answer with it's coming back. And I remember being done with the interview and being like, did I just fucking say like something positive about Mike Masters coming back, or anything, and like, so I don't recall exactly what I said, but I know it was something positive.
It was positive.
Yeah.
For sure.
And, that leads me to like what our dynamic is and how we've been able to not just collaborate on songs, but just hang out and shit. So when we were doing that interview, walk me through just a little bit of what your thoughts were about even having me come to perform with you and to speak a little bit more and lean into what like our dynamic.
Honestly, I didn't know that you were going to do like the whole hype man shit. And plus like almost everyone there knew who you were, down to the Lake Talk 801 guys, cause they were hosting the show. And, Dre Rocker saw, he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And, I felt more confident knowing that you were there with me because you were way more experienced. And this was like my first like really big show. I'm like, holy shit, this is at the complex. There's a fuck ton of people here. And, fucking DJ Bangarang is not Bangarang. E-Rocklips was right behind me. I was like, holy shit.
What up, E-Rock?
What up, E-Rock? Fucking, I was tripping hard. I was like, this is a fucking dream come true. Like, even though it's like, it's not for like my show or whatever the fuck. It's like, this is, I'm like, I'll take it. Because I've always wanted to perform on those bigger stages. And I'm like, I've now shared stages with fucking people that I've like really look up to and shit. Like I've stepped on the same stage and shit. Like I was in the same pit where people were watching me, it's crazy. And, when you came, I was like, thank fucking God he's here. Cause we were going to go on in like 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
And, you made the show way more better than I thought it was going to be. I had no idea that you were going to get the crowd riled up like that. You were like, you had crowd control like a motherfucker. You showed me what that should be and made the whole shit better. So thank you again for that. For fucking putting on a show. Like, even the Lake Talk 801 dude said that was like their favorite performance of the night. And so I was fucking hyped about that too, because I knew like a lot of other artists after us, they had like a lot more people on stage and shit like that. But it was just like if you weren't there, it would have just been myself and the beats that I brought. And so, yeah.
Well, you're welcome. First off, and I felt very. I wanted to do it. I wanted to be there, not just in support, but like to be a part of it, because I've believed in you since the first time I saw you. So this whole conversation is coming right back to where it started, and that's why I think this is so beautiful, like this platform, because I think about how when I first saw you, I was like, damn, how do I almost damn near like recruit this cat, like, because it's like you fit the Mr. Benny, like your mama's basement, like type of mold that we're accustomed to, my team, you know? Yeah. And so it was my honor to do that. And if there was any sort of gems dropped and you picked them up, then that's even better. And I hope it's helped for future shows after that for you, in order to strengthen the performances, you know? So I'm always looking to, and I know that we did the other one over at, when we did, is that the one you were referring to? The one that we were both on? Because we did both stages. We did. Oh
yeah, we did one saltlakecity, and that's the one that Modest first saw me at. Because I did a couple songs that were just myself, and then we did a song together, and
that we just recorded.
Yeah, we literally just recorded.
What's up?
What's up?
Is what it was.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Look it up. It's dope.
For real, look it up.
It's fucking sick.
Fucking sick as fuck.
Anyways,
so no, we did. No, what I'm saying is that didn't we do the big stage, like the big room at the complex, and then we did the little room? I thought we did both stages.
No, we did.
Oh, we walked all the way around.
We walked to the big room to do the interview.
Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. That's right.
In that little green room.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
Yeah. But we performed.
But we performed several. Yeah, twice. Yeah. And that goes to what I was also just talking about, as far as like after both of those, I think it was after that second one that I called you and I was like, yo, man, I really want to do, or was it before? Either way, I'm going to get to the point, is I want to do a collaborative project, and like not just one. Like I think that we could form like a group or something, and it's something that I still feel and want to make happen.
Same.
Yeah. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, it's like our styles are very unique. Like I don't feel like I'm pushing you out of a song or vice versa, like when we've collaborated, because we've done 3 tracks together now. Two Karl Malone Freestyle and What's Up.
Yeah, those 2.
Yeah. Fucking both are
bangers,
man. Karl Malone Freestyle, we'll talk about that in a second, about how that fucking whole song came to be. But anyway, so like after that show, was it after that I fucking called you and I was like it was just a random call and I was like, yo, I need to talk to you about something right now.
Yeah, it was after that show.
Yeah, because I fucking felt it. I was like, yo, man, I want to do a collaborative thing with you, and I think that we should start coming up with names for a group. So 2023, we are looking for something fucking pretty cool. I want to say personally for that you and I know I've given plenty of roses already, but I am very proud of your growth. I'm taken aback by how much you're dedicated to the craft of music making and also the craft of writing. And I'm also very impressed with how well you move in the scene, even like in your own personal life and shit. Like it's very obvious to me that outside of music you have high moral character, and that's huge because of what I just heard, that there was a point in time in life where you were floundering a little bit, you know, and to get back and reel that all back in, kudos to you, bro. Thanks, and man. I think, and I've said this multiple times off this podcast, but just in very regular conversation with you and I, but I think that the sky's the limit for you and everything that you're doing. So I want to make sure to say that too, because that's important to me.
Appreciate that, man.
Absolutely. Karl Malone freestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to Karl Malone freestyle and making the song.
So,
Because there's not been, we haven't spoke about this on, this is behind, this is the BTS, not behind the scenes, behind the song, Doug.
Yeah.
So Karl Malone freestyle, you send me the beat, I told you, or go ahead, you start, and then I'll interject, or.
All right, so first off, the beat was shopped by Heather Gray. He's a dude down in Provo, and he's done projects with Asher Roth and whatnot, people of that, like college stuff. He's done a few people, actually. A lot of bigger names that you might be interested in. But
Heather Gray, what up?
What up, Heather Gray? He did a really good beat. He sent me a beat pack, and I went through a few of them. The one that I landed on was the one that we used, which was actually a Christmas song, like from the fucking 30s or 40s or some shit.
Wow. And
at first it still had it still said something about Christmas in the beginning. I'm like, cut that shit off. And then I said, all right, I want you to sample this. And it was the KRS One. I forgot the name of the song. Fuck. But it was, it's the one that you hear in a lot of other songs. It's like that buck, that part.
Yeah.
Had him throw that on there. And I was like, all right, this is it. This sounds dope. It was supposed to be longer, but I was like, nah, cut it down to 2 verses. And I thought it was a pretty decent sized beat. So I sent it over to you and saw what you thought. And I actually sent you 2 beats.
Yep.
And you chose that one. So I was like, sick. And
you said a static selected beat as well, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, continue.
And yeah, so I had no idea what I was going to name that song at all. I just thought it was a dope song or a beat. And I was like, I'm going to just rap on it. And I had no point of reference or anything like that as to go off of, what the song's going to be about, what's the feel of it. I'm like, this shit's just hard. So I sent my verse, and then you hit me up and were like, all right, I'll get back to you. And I don't remember how long it took until I was in the studio, but I recorded my verse literally 10 minutes before you came. And Jay was fixing up my vocals and shit. And you came over with Ben. What up, Ben?
What up, Ben?
Be frank.
No, not for Karl Malone freestyle. For What's Up, I did.
For What's Up? Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I came up myself.
You came alone. That one. Yeah, okay, so.
Pause.
Resume.
It's so sick. I fucking love that shit.
But you came alone, and I spit my shit really quick, and you were feeling it. You were still writing shit as I was rapping, and you came up with a few more bars, and I was like, I don't have a hook. And you started just freestyling shit in the booth. You were like 1, 2. I was like, oh shit, that sounds cool. And then you said we gave y'all time, and then I said the vision's different. Gabino, Winville, and killing it. And you're like, that's it. We'll just repeat that. I was like, okay. You did your part perfectly fucking fine. It took me 90 fucking takes to do my part. To say the vision's different. Gabino, Winville, and killing it. Like that took me fucking forever. I kept adding an extra word or some shit, and it just kept fucking me up.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
It was fucking,
it had to be May or late May 2020, just last year. So when we recorded it, or something early June, late May.
Yeah.
I remember it was a sunny day. I was I was almost done with my verse, but I was like, I got to get this done. I want to get this done. You had told me that you were about ready to be done with your album. I was like, yo, let's knock this shit out of the park. So, I'm driving there and still coming up with shit and writing in my notepad, in my note app, and I get there, and I'm like, just run the beat, and I don't know how many times. I just know it wasn't a lot, and I was like, okay, cool, let's run my verse. Boom, knock the verse out. Probably, I don't know, it might have been 2-3 takes.
It was 3.
3 takes. Okay,
I remember exactly.
3 takes for my verse, and then I did my ins and outs, and then I did my hypes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, cool. I come out, and I think I was like, well, what's the hook for it? And you're like, I don't got a hook yet. And I was like, fuck that. We're not leaving here until there's a fucking hook on it. So I had no idea that there was a hook. There was or wasn't a hook on it. I want to make sure that like that's known. And this speaks to how beautiful the in-studio process is, person to person, as opposed to like just over online, and just being like going back and forth via email. And I felt like it was something truly special what happened. So like I go back in and I tell your boy, I was like, yo, just play the beat and let me start working through this. Mm-hmm. And how long did it take? Because it wasn't long.
It's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't fucking long at all. Because I was like,
I was tripping at how quickly you fucking did that.
I was like, run it back. 1, 2. Run it back. 1, 2. We gave y'all time, and then you were like, and then you said the other piece, and I was like, cool, that's it. Let me. This is how I want it to sound because this is how it's gonna sound the best.
Yeah,
and we made a fucking heat rock out of that, and the point is that like. The dynamic that we have in that space and the trust that you have in me to be able to be like, okay, cool. It sounds like he's fucking going, like he's got it. I can't express enough like how much that is so helpful to a process, because there's sometimes where I feel the same way for someone else. I'm like, I don't have a hook, which doesn't happen often because I'm pretty in tune with like my own hooks and shit, but like it has happened. So I'll just resort it to someone else,
Yeah.
And what we did in there, Carmelo and Freestyle off your last album, Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge
of the Nerd, excuse me. That is one track that I definitely hold very close. Even in all the drops that I did last year, that was one of my like top 2. I mean, the only other one I could think of was like Canvas was pretty sick. The verse I had on Canvas with Rossi and Rebel Concept.
Oh yeah, you killed that.
That was really fun too. They were all fun. They were all great. I had a great time with everyone, and I have a playlist for my 2022 features. It was so fun though, and after hearing back what your boy was going to do with it, I was very impressed with the process of like how in tune you are with fucking creation. And so to be like in that moment, I haven't had one of those moments up to that point for quite some time. I would probably say, I don't know, man, like an in studio like gem that just gets made like that. It's been a while. I don't want to put a year on it, but it's been a while. Mm-hmm. So to actually have that was, you don't know this, but I'm telling you now, it was very invigorating.
Yeah, I know you were hyped as hell. Whenever I go in to record, I already know exactly what I'm gonna do. I memorize all my shit. I knock it out and then I leave. That's pretty much always been my process. I've never like made some shit up on the spot like that. So to be able to do that was fucking dope. Like I was like, holy shit, that was fast.
That was quick, dog.
Yeah. Pause.
Resume.
But yeah, dude, it was fucking sick. I actually remember who made me get on a track with you, and it was B Franks.
Yeah,
because I went to record with him. He made a beat for me, and then I was like, I have a couple other beats, and he said like you should hit up Nate, and I was like, all right, well I have these 2 beats. Which one do you think he'll take? And you took What's Up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. What up, B Franks?
What up?
He's got a really good ear for what, for sure what I'm doing because I'm very close with him. So, for him to set that up doesn't surprise me at all. And so with that all said, man, what's on the horizon for you? We didn't even touch your battles at all.
Well,
honestly, before we do that part, I want to talk about the bounce back from the warm up 1 to the warm up 2.
Oh,
yeah, and
let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah, and that we've already been at about an hour, but I definitely want to. It's all good. I want to dive into that. So, go ahead. Yeah, just talk to me through what the bounce back process was for you and what your mindset was going against Easton Clark after you had battled against Spades.
Yeah, so coming off of the battle with Spades, I felt like, well, shit. Nothing that he said really like made me feel bad about myself. I was like, the fact that I fucking just blanked the fuck out when it was going so well, and I was mad as fuck at myself, dude. I was mad. I was so fucking mad. I was more mad than anything else at myself. Like I couldn't give a shit less about what Spade said to me in his third round. I was like just yelling at myself in my head the whole fucking time. I didn't even hear anything, honestly. Until the very last bar that he said. I was like, oh shit, I caught that. Where he flipped his shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was fucking angry. I was so mad, and I hit you up. I was like, nah, fuck that. I need another match. This is not how I want to fucking go out. This is nope. Fuck that. I got home. I was telling my girl because she had to stay home for that. I was like, nah, it's fucking bullshit. Nope, can't do this shit. I was so fucking angry. I went to bed rapping in my fucking sleep. My girl straight up said this, that like when I was rewriting everything, that I would be rapping in my sleep. Like she would hear me talking in my sleep, and she was like, you were rhyming. And I was like, are you fucking serious? I was so stressed. It was literally the only fucking thing on my mind. I would like be in the middle of doing something, and then I would just stop. I was like, motherfucker, dude, I can't believe I fucking choked, dude. It pissed me off, dude. And then you gave me Easton Clark. I was like, I don't give a fuck who it is. Who is it? Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, let me look into him really quick. All right, cool. Let me do some personal shit. Let me be rude as fuck. Let me be angry as hell. And shout out Easton Clark.
Shout out to Easton Clark.
Great dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's hip hop through and through.
Fuck.
Great opponent. I think that's a great battle that people are gonna come back to over and over again. And I'm gonna watch it a couple times. The shit was great, dude. He had a lot of funny lines to say to me.
Yep.
I came back.
The energy was out of control.
It was, people were like, oh my God. I saw people cringing, saw people feeling uncomfortable. I'm like, yes, exactly.
Let's go.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt writing this shit. Now you know how I feel saying this shit. But yeah, we ended up talking a lot afterwards after our battle, but
the focus, like the
focus was like, fuck that, I'm coming back and I'm going to show people like what I'm at 110%. When Spades got me, I'm going to tell you right now, Spades, you got me at like 60%, dog.
Woo!
I was not focused. I hit you up that day. I was like, yo, my fucking car just broke down. I'm 15 minutes away from y'all. I have barely anything in my fucking pocket to get this fucking car going. I didn't have money for Lyft because I had to get my shit towed away. And
I did say I would get you a lift.
Yeah, and I was like, well, let me figure this out real quick. And by the time I got over there,
notwithstanding though, it was a lot of stress.
Yeah, it was all that shit on top of like that was in my head, like fuck, and now I got to figure out what's wrong with my car. I got to figure out my money shit going on here, like see how I can get it back. And I'm just thinking all this shit in my head. I'm like, fuck, now I'm stressed as fuck. I'm stressed about money, stressed about my ride. How am I gonna get to work? All this shit. And I get there, you're like, all right, you're up in 5. And I was like, okay. And then I go to the bathroom and I don't want to put him on blast, but someone blew up the bathroom. Fucking I'll tell you this. He did battle at the last one.
Yo, I know.
That's all I'm gonna say. But he blew that shit up. I walk in there. I'm like, fuck, let me fucking take a piss real quick. And I go out there.
Shit smell
in my face. Dog. Can't believe you. You know, I should put you on blast, but I'm not. But anyways, you know who you are.
You know who you are, Dag.
But anyways,
I know who you are, and I don't even fucking know right now. I know who you are, Dag.
I walked out.
You annihilated that shit.
I walked out. Spades is standing there, and I was like, all right. And then I walked out there after I got some water, which took a minute. My mouth was dry as fuck, and I was just like nervous as hell. I'm like, God damn, all this shit's in my head. I go up there. I'm like, all right. Trying to wipe it all off. Do my first round. Cool. Second round, I tried to do a little rebuttal. Fucking fell off my track. Went back on. Didn't finish my second round, but I still got through most of it. Third round comes. Nothing. And I was fucking mad, dude, the whole time. I was just like biting my fucking tongue. I was like, can't fucking believe that shit. Everyone was giving me some like reassurance and shit afterwards, like, you did it, like you know you were brave to go up here. I'm like, I don't want that shit. Like, cool, yeah, thank you for being supportive.
Word up.
I'm like, fuck that. No, I came back and you
put on a classic.
Put on a classic.
I think first off, I mean, congratulations, and I'm very impressed with fucking the bounce back like that I think took the cake on for a lot of folks that saw you in the first one, that were ready for you to have a moment to really shine, because we could see what's going on. So that was incredible, man, and I'm definitely looking forward to what you have in the future with Mike Masters and obviously your music, but to have that big of a bounce back, you should be very proud of yourself. Yeah, and
I actually talked about it in BRB vaguely. I said, like, after that battle, I went and wrote my fucking heart out till my fucking wrist hurt, and because I still write in a book. Then I transfer it to my phone, so I can remember it better. But I said, I remember chilling in my room, thought this was the end, and my mind was filled with gloom. Looking at my pad, then I wrote some dope shit down. Then I got up, and then I just told myself, I was like, "Fuck that." I'm saying, I said, I was like, "Fuck that!" Yeah, I yelled it really loud, but yeah, I actually wrote as I was writing that. I fucking shut my book. I was like, "Fuck that!" I was like, you know what? Let me write that.
Actually, hold on. Let me go back to this really quick and write that down.
I should write that. Fuck
I should write that down. Fuck that.
And then I came back to it later, but yeah, that battle made BRB. I'm like, just letting people know. I'm like, I'm not gonna drop anything for a minute because I don't have any plans to. Yeah. Other than an idea of what I want to do in the future, which is drop a full-length project. Yep. And a full-length album. Don't really think I'm gonna do any like EPs or singles or anything as of right now. I mean, it's still January. Things may change, but
yep. So that's where you're at.
That's where I'm at. Yeah. Like, so, but when I do come back, like I said in the song, it is fuck you rappers when I come back. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys. Feel me, B? I love you all, but fuck you all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that shit. I like that. Are you going to be in March? Are you going to battle in March?
Who am I battling?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know. I'm locking in the venue like next week, like early next week.
Shit. Well, yeah. I mean, I will need to figure things out. I want to.
Okay, so that's all I need to know now.
I want to battle.
Okay,
again.
That's all I need. That's all I want to know.
Someone wants to battle me.
I know there's a couple people that want to battle you. And I know of like at least 4 off the top of my head.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, tell me off mic.
Jay, man, I want to say thank you. Let folks know where they can find you at.
It's jvillain801 and also Easton Clark. Thank you. I now have 20 listeners.
Let's go.
Instead of 5. So,
that's so funny.
But yeah, jvillain801 on Spotify. I'm just J-Villain. Everything J-Villain, and that's VILLAIN.
His Spotify links will be in the description, and so please go and listen to the whole album. Again, Carl Malone Freestyle is the one that I'm on, also with What's Up. Yeah. But the whole album slaps. The Joe Budden joint is on. I mean, the whole shit slaps. So, excuse me. And we haven't even talked about that. So we obviously have a part 2.
Yeah.
We have so much more to talk about. With that said, I want to give you this. Thank you for coming on. And pause. Resume. This
No,
is
pause on that for though.
yeah.
That was
This
wild.
that was wild as hell. This is a collaboration that Mike Masters did with Battleborn Clothing. What up, Slasher Steve?
What up, Slasher Steve?
And there's only one other shirt after this. After I give you this one, so this is part of Mike Masters' history and lore, and I appreciate you a ton and wanted to give you that.
Thank you.
You
so
are
much.
very welcome.
Fuck yeah. Hey, yo, what up?
Hey, yo, what up?
Saying?
Nah, I mean.
Nah, me.
Episode 8, Short Story Bingo, Our Stories. Again, my name is Nate Chacon III, and I certainly appreciate all the new subscribers and folks that have been tapping in. More to come, and that's what we got, man. So that's it. It's, Short Story Bingo, Our Stories, Episode 8 with Jay Villain, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Dun, dun, dun. Spare fingers. Cheers.